Welcome to another edition of our Cut Out and Keep guide on how to Brexit. Tonight I'm going to show you how to leave a customs union. The first question is, what is a customs union? It's not a canal, or a folk band, or a dodgy money transfer company. It's a free trade agreement that allows EU countries to trade goods without tariffs. What makes a customs union distinct from other free trade agreements is that all member countries have the same common external tariffs, or CETs. For example, suppose you want to buy some American cheddar. Firstly, ask yourself, why? Why do I want to buy American cheddar? It smells like plastic, tastes like shit, and has a half-life of 3,000 years. Nevertheless, if you still want to buy it here, the monsters who produce it will have to pay an extra 16.5% and pass that cost on to you, the consumer, making it both awful and expensive, encouraging you to buy European cheddar instead. So, what are some of the existing EU tariffs that we're walking away from? Leather trousers have a levy of 4%. It's a small increase in price, but most people having a midlife crisis are prepared to waste their savings on crap, so it's fair enough. Purebred goats face a tariff of 3.2%. Sadly, no figures exist on mongrel goats, but if you want a purebred from outside the EU, and why wouldn't you, you'll face a marginal 3.2% increase in price. As you'll be aware, European goats are robust bastards and fear nothing, including economic competition from outside the EU. Knitted or crocheted fabrics face a tariff of 8%. Quite prohibitive, but part of a welcome EU crackdown on hipsters. The Commission hopes that the forthcoming tax on beer glasses made out of jam jars should wipe the tossers out completely by 2020. Goods which provide little trade threat have lower tariffs, which is why it's so reassuring that asbestos only faces a tariff of 1.7%. That's right, wave it on through. Send us your international carcinogenic rolls of asbestos. Once you've left the customs union, as the UK is planning to do, there is good news and bad news. The good news? You get to set your own tariffs. Hey! Finally, we can whack up those international taxes and boost sales of British asbestos. The bad news is that British products will now face new tariffs in the EU. And that's 44% of our total exports. British products are in demand across Europe, and that's not surprising, because Britain makes excellent cheddar. Creamy and crumbly, how do we do it? According to Raoul Ruparel, an advisor for Brexit Secretary David Davis, the cost to the UK economy of leaving the customs union is around 1% to 1.2% of GDP, or £25 billion a year. That budget has to come from somewhere. Luckily, the annual transport budget is £28 billion a year, so we can just scrap that and plug the hole in the economy. Plus, we can invest the leftover £3 billion into our exciting new asbestos industry. Britain could not only leave the customs union, but also lead the world in emission-free transport by not having any transport at all. The only downside is that there are no buses or trains and nobody can get anywhere. A terrifying glimpse into the future or into the lives of passengers on Southern Rail. So, if we want to leave the customs union, all we need to do is apply our own tariffs, face a load of new ones, and magic up £25 billion. Next week, how to get out of paying £25 billion you've borrowed and didn't know how to pay back. That's how you leave a customs union.